Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? So happy you're here. We come to you live every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and our show is an hour, but you can always watch it and replay. Tonight is Tuesday, March 18th. Our guests are Rachel Green and Tommy McDowell. Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am.
Thanks, Leo. And also, Leo is that little thing he's got up right there. Leo's been working on, he maintains my website as well as he created a What's the Story with Maria website for us. So please go and check that out. It's really cool. You click on any one of those things because our show goes into podcast after we do it live, which, by the way, you can watch it live on my channel. On my Facebook live. And you can watch it on Leo's, and also you can watch it on YouTube, on our What's the Story with Maria page on YouTube, where, by the way, I think it's 390. Leo, is it 390 shows now have been archived? Something like that.
390. Tonight
Wow.
is 390.
So this is episode 390. Wow, that's really cool. So go and check those out. If you like, they're archived. And also what Leo put up there, you just click on that, and those are all the places that have our podcast. So all 390 podcasts are there. Please feel free to go and listen. They're usually about an hour long each. Okay, let me see who's checked in already. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy has checked in. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Poopa. Happy Tuesday. Maria, Leo, and What's the Story with Maria crew. You need anything? Okay. You want to come on? Say hi. Look who's here, Leo.
She's not flashing you, is she?
No, she's not flashing me.
Baby.
That's
a great idea. Hold on.
But no, don't do it. She's so pretty. It's hard to. Oh, now
Me and my big mouth. Me
You
and my
and your
big mouth.
I know. But there she is. Little Judy Mesa, my girlfriend.
Well, hey, this
Wearing
is
her
the
beautiful-
show to get titillated on tonight.
Oh my God. If there ever was a show that you could flash your boobs, it's tonight. So I don't know if, you can't hear Leo because
That's okay.
Okay. But anyway, so Judy is going away tomorrow for a few days with her daughter,
Aw.
Christina. Yeah. And so they're supposed to be sleeping right now, but apparently they've woken up. Lori Towers has checked in. Danielle
Lori.
Alexandria Alchemy has checked in. She's bad. She's very bad tonight. Honey, I'm not going to be able to do my show. You have to behave yourself, please. Anyway, Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, if you want to go and check out her. Can you stop, please? Can you? Unbelievable.
That's the problem with television and podcasts is that you work with a lot of boobs.
Wow. So Danielle, go and check out DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. She is a spiritual medium. She does past life regressions. She has quantum sessions, all kinds of things on her website, spirit animal readings, and she's fantastic at what she does. So I highly recommend that for all kinds of things. And let me see who else. Lori, my Tuesday happy place. Yep, you are also here. Come here. How much more? You need attention? All right, please stop. Oh my God. Oh my
So
God. What in God's name
What
is
Maria
happening
was
to you?
saying was that Lori and John have a wonderful radio program.
Thank you.
On
Why don't you talk
WFMU
about
on
Lori?
Wednesdays.
Please talk about their
Beneath
show.
the Underground on Sheena's Jungle Room. You go there tomorrow night, Wednesdays. If you're East Coast, you're going you're going 10 to the midnight hour. If you're on my coast, you're going 7 to 10. So tune in, listen. There's it's been getting really some good music coming on there, some good revolt music.
Yeah, I
I
love
love
that.
it. I love it. Oh yeah.
This is the
John's got the
season.
good history down Lori's got
Lori,
the
go
her
ahead.
Axie oligarchy going on, so we're
Great jewelry.
challenging the system.
Yep, great jewelry by Lori. And look who's popped in. Our my cousin Rena Cugnelli Berge from Massachusetts, and she
Hi,
says,
weather girl.
"Hello and happy Tuesday. I'm here with Ron and Leah. Ron is her amazing husband, Mr. February, the original, the OG of Mr. February's, Ron Berge. Now a retired mailman. He is officially retired. You believe that? That means he can come to New York now.
Wow.
Rena and Ron can come to New York. And Leah, who is my niece. My niece Leah is watching with them. Hi, Leah. Hi, honey. So we're so glad you guys are checked in.
Where's Gianna?
Best plug yet with the Judy influence. Yes, Judy is fluttering around, doing all kinds of things. What did you ask me?
I said, where's Gianna?
Oh, Ziana. I don't know if Ziana's there. Revolt and Development. Yes, I love the Revolt and Development. I don't know. Ziana's probably home. She's the best. I saw her a couple of weeks ago when I was in Massachusetts. I hung out with Ziana, my cousin Rena, and my cousin Cora Gauthier, who we love. Look who's joined us, Natasha Castillo.
Hi, Natasha. Congratulations on your
Hold on a
nomination.
second. Did you want to pop back on? Okay. Let me unplug this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to continue to do my show. Did you want to say hello? No, nothing like that. All right. So Natasha Castillo has checked in with us, and Natasha is a big part of the Mac community, and she is also one of the finalists. So go and check out. Tomorrow we get our Mac nomination voting things in your email. So go and check that out. Natasha was on our show a few weeks ago, and she is lovely and sweet and talented and does so much for Mac and has the spotlight.
And if you want to go see the show, there's the link down there where you can get tickets to go see the show.
Oh, Leo, you're the best. That's fantastic. The Mac Awards are Thursday, April 10th, and it's going to be at Symphony Space. Get your tickets because they always really pack the house. But it's such a good time. There's a lot of great things. Barry Silver. Hi, Maria. Barry, I promise you.
Barry Silver.
We love Barry Silver of Barry, I know you sent me an email, and I promise I'm going to watch that. He sent me a wonderful video to watch, and I promise I'm going to watch it. I promise, Barry. I think this is the week. I've been so crazy because they redid my kitchen because there was a leak and blah, 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 and my house is upside down. That's also why I'm here. But anyway, yes, it's a great show, Natasha says, and you're right, Natasha. Every year it's a great show, and I think they've been. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I think they've been getting better and better and better every year. So I agree. And this year, Brandy's is being honored. So Jim Lazar is getting an award for Brandy's, and it's being honored. So we're going to do a number. Some of the Brandy staff is.
Does your number? Are you all carrying snifters? You know, Brandy.
All right, Judy's going back up. Okay, bye, honey. She's carrying many things. She's going on vacation tomorrow. All right. So Natasha agrees. I just feel like it's getting better. And they have different musical directors every year, and it's great. By the way, speaking of Brandy, says Tommy checked in at all?
Not yet.
Okay, so
Not yet.
I
love seeing about the Mac Awards, that and the Bistro Awards, and every time I see the nominations, it seems to be the cycle of people that I have met, like when I first got there, like Yaz and such, but they start moving up and they're brought in as, nominees for certain places, and then their music.
That is a great.
I love seeing that.
That's a great observation, and that's a great way to put it. It's like your buddies that you either come to the city with or you work with. Yeah, Yaz was your musical director for your show, right?
Yep. And he had a couple of piano nights at I think at a couple of places in town, but he wasn't as constant as he is now, or also being pulled to different places.
Yeah.
But John Bronston.
John Bronson is this year's musical director. That's quite a huge accomplishment. Although let me tell you, John is all over the place. That he's conducted at Lincoln Center. He's been on Broadway. He's been on tour. He works at Brandy's on Saturdays. John, right now, he's at Yale. I mean, it's just
Wow.
amazing. So John is incredible. And he's
Can
going
we
to
give
be.
him? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, because it's a different point. So go finish what you're saying.
I was going to say he's going to be musically directing the Mac Awards this year, and I'm very excited about it. So we wrote like a little parody. Me and John and Lauren and Bobby wrote a little parody number. But a lot of people are going to be in it. It's really going to be cute.
Can you give us a hint what song you're using for the?
No, it's going to be a surprise. We can't. But I will tell you this. If it all goes well, Bobby and Lauren are going to join me the Tuesday before the Mac Awards live. They're going to be at my apartment if I can get it together.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So I promised I'd cook for them and all that.
Although they won't mind.
I know. I'm back on the keto. You're right. They're good people, but I wanted to be nice. I told them I'd cook for them. I'm back on the keto until the Mac Awards because I got to fit into my clothes. You know how it is.
Can you have sauce on keto?
Yeah, you can have sauce on. You can have, You
just can't have the bread or pasta with it.
Although I heard there's a new pasta called Kaizen that is low carb or carb free. I'm going to order it and see what it's like because some of those things are.
But you could have like meatballs with your sauce.
Oh yeah,
right?
Or sausage.
Cheese. Ooh, you could have beef braciole.
Yes, you can have beef braciole, which by the way, I haven't had since my mom passed. In 15 years, I haven't had a good beef braciole. But one of these days, I'll have to make one. Somebody was talking about that. Oh, Chauncey last night was talking about it.
I made one about 3 years ago. Why did I make it? Oh, because I saw it on Lydia's Italian table. Do you know Lydia?
Really great. Yes, I love Lydia Bustich. She is.
You know, I met
Mario Batali's mother.
Mother or
I think she's his
mother.
mother.
No. The bald guy is Bastianich, his mother, because they're part of the.
Okay. I thought it was Mario.
What's that big Italy store down?
Italy. I think. Yeah, right? It's on 23rd Street.
When I was working at Petrosian, though, Lydia came in and she was coming in for a little caviar. And I got a little moment with her in the back.
You did?
Stairway. Oh, yeah. I was like, Lydia, I love your programs. I love what you do. I watch it and I try to cook, emulate. She got my hand. She goes, you keep doing it and you cook like you. That's the way to do it. You cook like you.
Sweet.
Oh, I love her. I watch her now in the programs.
She's I love her cookbooks. And I just like her. She's really cool. She's the closest thing to the real deal with Italian cooking. Like that's the real deal. I like Giada too. Giada's great. And I like Mario too. Lydia really is like the closest to our moms.
She's I bet you it would be like having Tiana. Tiana tell me. Oh,
yeah,
guess what?
Tiana is an amazing cook, by the way. Amazing. Probably my favorite.
What?
Oh my God. Stop the presses. Hi, Tommy.
I'm turning my camera. There we are.
Oh, that's right. That's right, honey.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. I know you're super busy.
Well,
I won't keep you too. I just think this is so important.
I know. I just had to walk away from probably at least two people that you know and love, and know and love you. Oh, three people.
Okay.
Kelvin Moonlow.
Who I adore. He's Mr. January in our calendar.
Anthony Fett.
Wonderful.
And Elliot Roth.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Celebrity sightings.
They're all celebrating the fact that I'm leaving for 3 months.
Okay, so you're leaving for 3 months. That's why I wanted to catch you before it. And otherwise, I would have been there tonight. I wanted to celebrate.
I know.
So first of all, Tommy works with us at Brandy's. He's an incredible singer, amazing human being, and very, very good looking. And always the girls are fawning all over him. I take pictures of girls taking pictures of him. I've taken many pictures.
As I'm singing Maria to you.
I love when you sing Maria. It's so beautiful. So, Tommy, what are you going to do? Tell us.
I'm doing Jersey Boys at a theater in Kansas City. And people always ask, is it Kansas City, Kansas, or Missouri? I don't know the difference. It's in Overland Park, Missouri, though. It's like a theater called...
Kansas City is in Missouri. It's not in Kansas.
Well, either or.
I think Wichita might be the capital of Kansas, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We're excited. So tell us about it. What role are you playing?
I'm playing Nick Massey. I'm reprising my role, my role as Nick Massey. I've done the show once before in 2019 with the same director, Larry Raven, and he just asked me to come back and do it. And
I love it.
It's gonna be a blast. I love the show.
I love that show too. I love that show.
Yeah, it's so
If
nice.
you've there's
there we
Kelvin
are.
Mullo and
And
Elliot. They were
Elliot
both
Roth.
in my calendar. Elliot was Mr. August last year, and Kelvin
Nice.
Mullo is Mr. January this year. Look
Nice.
at your best friend. Kelvin's your best friend, right?
That's right. That's
He's
right.
your best pal.
We met on American Idiot.
Oh,
in
you did?
2011. Yeah.
Wow.
We met at the final callback, and I remember very specifically, like just us having a conversation, and the bond was sort of instant. But then when we were in Toronto, and he got a little sick or a little injured or something, and I was a swing, so I had a lot of free time. But we had this communal room in the hotel that they didn't want us to have parties in our own hotel room, so they gave us this like communal room where we could keep food and hang out and stuff. He and I were the only people that used it. We would just, the other people used it, but we were in there like all the time, just the two of us hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the best person ever. He really is such an amazing human being. And so you're going to be doing that. You were also in Jesus Christ Superstar, right?
I played Peter in the 50th anniversary tour.
Wow. So that it was that across the country? You got to tour the country?
Yeah, we did the U.S. and Toronto. We had a lot of other Canadian provinces scheduled, but there was something happened in 2020. I forget what, but our tour was interrupted for about 18 months. And then we got back to
just a little blip on the screen.
Just a little something. But
now you're from Alabama, right? Originally, I know you got those Alabama roots.
That's right.
And is your family okay? I know they had some crazy weather this week.
Yeah, they're okay now. I checked in on them. I was actually down in Atlanta when that weather was happening, and my flight almost got canceled. It was delayed for 5 hours. But I eventually made it back up here on, when was that? Saturday night. So I had to work on Sunday. But
Did you work yesterday?
Yes, I did.
That was St. Patty's Day. Whoa, yeah. So St. Patty's Day, I grew up in Boston. That's like the biggest St. Patty's Day in the world. Even bigger than Ireland, which isn't even that big compared to Boston. But New York has a pretty big parade, and it goes from 42nd Street all the way up to 84th, which ironically is where Brandy's is.
Yeah.
So it all spills out, and you guys are packed, right?
It was packed when I got there for sure, and there was so much beer on ice. You know how we got to take all the beer out on ice. So guess whose job it was to put all that beer away when the shift was over at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It was crazy.
Yeah,
but
and we know how crazy that is.
But we had a good time. Yeah,
Jason Peck checked in and said, "Hi, Tommy and Maria." Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
We love Jason. We miss you, Jason.
I know.
He's in Louisiana, I think. I think he moved back to Louisiana. Well, we miss you, honey. So now, when does your tour start?
It starts Monday.
Oh, really?
I head out on Sunday. Rehearsals start Monday, and so that's why I'm having this little get together, a bunch of friends. Yeah.
Well, that's great, honey. Where are you? Let's tell everybody so they can come and say hello to you.
Deacon Brody's.
And where is that?
It's on 46th Street and 9th Avenue.
Okay, so if you're in the neighborhood and you want to go and say congratulations or give Tommy a big hug and a kiss, he's adorable.
There's my website. Cool.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, come by and see us. We're in the back room. I'm sure Kelvin and Anthony would be a bigger draw, but
no, you're a huge draw. Yes. And so once again, it's Jersey Boys in Kansas City, Missouri.
At New Theater and Restaurant, which is it's a newish theater, as the name would suggest. But I asked my manager, I was like, what is this theater? He was like, actually, it's like the big theater in that area right now. And my friend Caitlin Kinnaman the prom fame just worked out there, and she said it's a blast. She
Oh, I
said she had
love
such a
it.
great time. So I'm
And the
excited.
people out there are really sweet. I have some friends
Yeah,
out. They're really sweet.
it's gonna be
I
some good
love that.
barbecue.
Oh yeah, for
You can
sure.
also find some Bonnie and Clyde landmarks there. I believe that there's a restaurant or a
Really?
bank that they robbed. That's now a restaurant.
Cool.
Really?
See,
That is
this is
really
the
cool.
intel that I need. I need to find out like what to look for because I'll have a lot of free time on my hands after we open.
I love that. I love that. Well, honey, thank you for taking the time from your party to check in. I
Yeah,
just have wanted to have you on for so long, and I love you so much. And
I
I
love you
thought this was
too.
the perfect night for it.
No, thank you for having me. And everybody in there wanted me to tell you that they said hey, and
And tell them
also
I said hey and I love them.
and Bobby Belfry just stopped by to buy
Oh
me
my
a
God.
shot of tequila.
Oh my
Literally
God.
just bought me a
That's
shot and
it.
left.
That's it.
Yeah, I love him so much.
He's the best.
He's staying in town with his family.
Yes.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, we'll see you when you get back. Let us know. Keep us posted.
absolutely,
Can you send me
absolutely,
pictures? I would love it.
for sure,
And then
absolutely.
we'll update everybody,
Oh, hey,
okay?
Melissa.
There's Melissa. She loves
Yeah,
you.
I do.
She's
I love
very
her too.
proud of you.
Yeah,
Very proud of you. All right,
cool.
honey. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Have a wonderful rest of the
Thank
night
you.
and
You
break a
too.
leg out there.
All right. Well, thank you very
Okay.
much. Love you,
You're
Maria.
welcome.
Mwah.
Love you, sweetie.
See
Love
ya.
you, honey. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him. He's so sweet. We've worked together for a couple of years now at Brandy's, and he's just a great guy. But even more, he's an incredible talent, like an incredible talent. His voice is so beautiful and he's so easy on the eyes. So please, if you're in the Kansas City, Missouri area, he's in Jersey Boys, go and check it out. And I believe they start rehearsing this week, but the new theater and restaurant. Okay, that was Tommy McDowell, our friend. Hi, Kenny Holcomb. How are you, my love? Now, moving right along, because we have, as Jerry Diefenbach would say, a bombastic review. We have our friend Rachel Green. She is joining us tonight. She has a show coming up at Green Room 42 this Sunday, and we wanted to have her on to tell us all about it. And we love Rachel. Rachel's amazing and talented and funny as hell and all those things. Oh, and thank God she has some clothes on there. Well, no, it's not clothes. It's a violin. Oh my God, I'll have to tell Judy.
But hey,
Next
no
time she needs a
violence
violin.
in this show. There's no violence in our show.
Emily, what was her name? Emily Latella. Do you remember? Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you, honey? Leo,
Happy to
he
be
flashed her.
here.
He flashed the poster, the naked poster. There
Yeah.
she is. Wow,
Yeah.
good for you, Rachel.
Thanks.
Just
Yeah.
being yourself.
I gotta be
And
me.
that's it. That's the name of her
Hi,
show. I gotta
Kenny.
be me.
Love you.
Oh, you know Kenny. Kenny's the
I
best.
do.
He's
Yeah.
wonderful. Kenny does a lot of our posters, a lot of he still does a lot of our posters. So Rachel,
Yes.
first of all, you're a comedian, you're a musician, you are a singer, you're a writer, you do voiceovers, you're an actor, you do everything. I mean, I would put you under the quadruple threat thing.
Thank you.
So your show, and I saw a little blip on Broadway.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way they described your show, I loved it. So go ahead and tell us. Well, first of all, I always ask people why now? What was it about this time that you're like? Because I know what that's like. I'm doing a show there in May, and I know it's just like, no, it's got to be right now. I have so much to say. I have so much to do, and I'm excited about where I am or the energies around me. So, what was your reason for saying? By the way, I love Green Room 42.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. So tell us about your show. And why now?
I mean, you've known me since I was like a little musical theater kid. Like I was a little baby, belting at the duplex. And then the past 10 years, I've been doing stand-up. And, you know, obviously,
Yeah,
like you said, doing everything else, acting, voiceover, all the stuff that I do. And, you know, stand up can become a bit of a grind, you know, and it's like,
absolutely.
and I was getting a little frustrated and I was like missing, you know, playing my violin and singing because it's so much like a part of who I am and it's a part of my heart. And I was like, oh, this needs to come out. And it was also kind of like, you know, with the state of the world, it's like, let's just freaking make art.
Oh
You
my
know, let's
God,
make
right?
art. Let's do what feels good. I did my first one woman show at the Duplex with Darius in like,
Yeah,
I don't know, 2006. And I was like, you know, it's time. It's time to do another show.
yeah. And I so
And
love that you're doing this because you're right about it's funny. I even did it. I knew you as a singer first,
yeah,
but over the last few years, even my idea of you has transitioned and focused on comedy,
yep.
right?
A
So
lot of
it's
people.
almost like you forget, you're like, oh, wait a minute, she has pipes. Like she really has pipes. And
Thank you.
she's not that there's anything wrong with just being a comedian, because lots of my friends are comedians and they're amazing. But you forget sometimes that people are, there's more to them, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm so glad that you're doing this. This is great.
Thank you.
And I will definitely, what I love also about Green Room 42 is if you can't be there live, you can get a live stream. And
Yeah.
and the live streams are really high quality.
So good. Oh my God. Sheridan, their tech guy. I've never seen a sound and lights person love their job so much. And
So good.
because what I do, you know, it's mostly autobiographical, right? So I'm like
Right,
going
right.
through my life and different highlights and mostly silly and sexy and a couple of poignant moments. And I have like pictures of me that kind of correspond with the story that I'm telling.
Mm.
And without even me asking him, he took, oh, I love you, Sean Patrick.
Oh, Sean Patrick. He's in our calendar too. He is Mr.
Yeah.
June. Yes. Oh my God. And he was on the show. He's so talented. So many
Uh,
talented, wonderful people. How do you and Sean know each other?
we did a Man of No Importance together at the Gallery
Really?
Players a million years ago. Yeah.
I love that. So
And
it's
we
not just through
became,
the cabaret community.
no, it's not through the cabaret community at all. It
Oh,
was through that
wow.
show, and we became fast friends. And we used to bop around Hell's Kitchen, drinking margaritas and watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and,
I love it.
and then it just expanded from there.
I love that.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
we love him. We love Sean.
me too.
We also went to the mayors of Hell's Kitchen. We were also the mayors of Hell's Kitchen. You might have been. Yeah,
Yeah,
you might have
stumbling
been.
home from hardware.
You know what's so great about these? That's why I always ask people like how they know each other, because it was kind of what Leo was saying before. Like you come into the city with certain, like at a certain time. Like you said, oh, it was way back, and I used to come in and sing at the Duplex. So that's like I have that connection with you, right? And then there's other people that like you just said, Sean had that, but you come into the city with people, you get to know them, and then people are doing amazing things, and you're like, wow, that's my friend. Like,
Mm,
look at my
yeah.
friend. Like, like I truly feel like this community of performers in New York, we're not competitive with each other. We go for personal best. Like,
Yeah.
and we do root for each other. Like Sean roots for you, I root for you, you root for me. It's like
Yeah.
we do pull for each other, and that's such a beautiful thing. You know, it's not that cutthroat thing. I mean, there's some stuff, I guess, but I don't know a lot of it. There's a lot of support here.
I think everybody's so unique, especially in New York. You know, we're not in that
Hmm.
world of like LA, which is
Yeah,
getting away from it, but where, you have to have some cookie cutter image. Yeah, it's all super supportive and there's room for everybody and everyone's so like different and special and
yeah.
quirky and like and I was just when you were saying that I was thinking of like, oh, when I like lived in Harlem for 5 years and I would see you at mess hall, and
That was the image in my head.
yeah.
I was thinking of that while I was saying that. Like I've known you in different
Yeah.
places and doing different things. Like when
Yeah.
I was managing mess hall, which I loved.
Oh,
But
that was
I'll
such
tell
a
you something. That's a great place. Managing is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't wish it on anybody. If you work in a restaurant or a bar or anything where there's a manager, be nice to them because
Oh,
they are literally squeezed between the employees and the owners, and they have there's nothing left of them. There's
yeah,
not, that's a hard job.
for sure. Yeah. No, I never wanted to do that. But like what you're saying, like I went to cast party last night at Birdland, Jim Caruso's, and it was
Yes.
like, it was so lovely. And I hadn't been there in years, and it was so supportive and so sweet. And
Did
it's
you
exactly what
perform?
I did. Yeah. I got to do, I have a parody, a sexy parody of Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. So I did
Oh, I
that.
love that.
So that was a hit. Yeah.
I love that. That's great. And so you're doing the show now. How long did it, like, from when you conceived it to now? Like, was it something you wrote years ago, or did you just like start to put things together? Because the
I've had the,
process,
yeah,
a
I've
lot of
had
people
the
don't
idea.
know that process.
Sure. I've had the idea of doing another show for a while. Like, okay, I need to do this. And I did a rough cut. Oh, geez, probably like 5 years ago. And then I was like, I got it out of me. And then I was like, okay, I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. And I just like let it go. And then
Mm.
that inspiration came back about 2 years ago. I kind of like put it in my vision board. I ruminated about it. And then about the middle of last year, I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's get serious. Let's make it happen. And it's, there's stories and jokes that I've been telling for years. And there's some original songs that I've written, like comedic songs.
Oh,
There's some
cool.
parodies. There's flourishes with comedy and violin. And so it's kind of like an amalgamation of all the things I've kind of created over the years in a story form of like this journey throughout my life and kind of what made me me.
I love that. I love that. That's so cool. And everybody's got a different reason for doing, whatever they do. But I find cabaret, and a lot of people don't know that much about cabaret. Like, they hear the word cabaret, but especially if they're from out of New York or Boston or, the Northeast, it's so specific, I think, to
Yeah,
this part of the world, right?
totally.
I find it to be like so connected to your audience. That's what I love about it. Like, sure, you have a fourth wall, but you can really connect with people when you're talking. People laugh, you can hear them, you can riff off of them. It's like so much that can happen in a cabaret. And I always appreciate people's, like, what they decide to share with you in that hour.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
Such a privilege.
and I think, it's so cool when you come back to things, right? Like when I did my one woman show the first time, like that other one in 2006, I was a little baby, and Darius was giving me songs from like shows I hadn't even seen, but that it kind of fit with the theme. And then this was like, oh, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 10 years. I know how to do crowd work, and
Right.
I don't do a lot of crowd work, but of course, if someone has a reaction or something happens, I'm going to acknowledge it and include it
Right.
and, speak to the audience. And
Yeah. Now,
yeah, it's fun.
what made you go from, like, how did that happen? Where you went from being like a kick-ass singer, which you still are, but
Thank you.
when you go from being this like amazing voice to comedy, like, how that doesn't happen for everybody.
No, it doesn't.
Like, they do musical theater, but how does stand-up comedy? How'd that happen for you?
So it was basically like I never wanted to be an actor. Been playing the violin and singing most of my life. I took a class with Mary Satrakian,
Oh
and
yeah.
she incorporates acting into singing to make the songs more connected and authentic. Then I fell in love
Yes.
with acting. Then I met Susan Campanero.
Of
Then
course,
she
my
helped
best
me,
friend in the
of
world.
course. So she helped me write my first show. Then I ended up doing theater and musical theater. She and I did Tony and Tina's Wedding. Then I start getting
Right.
more into TV and film as an actor. And then I was like, oh, I want to write a web series like about living my life in New York and like how I've been to Burning Man and I was polyamorous and discovering, bisexuality and BDSM and just like my brain was exploding. And I was like, well, this would be cool to write about. And it was like in my head, kind of like Broad City meets Girls, you know?
I love it. I
But
love
like,
it.
I'm not a screenwriter. You know, I didn't go to
Right.
school for that. I went to school for finance.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't that crazy? No, I
Yeah.
know.
so, well, because my
Well, good
parents
for
are French
you.
horn players and they were like, don't become a poor musician. So, you know, that's that.
Yeah. That's
But
great, though. That's amazing. You come from musical parents.
yeah, I do. My whole family. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful. That's
And
beautiful.
so my friend Justin, when I was getting a little frustrated because I was like, I don't know how to write a screenplay, he was like, Rach, you have all these crazy stories. Why don't you try telling them through stand-up? Take a class. So I take a class at Caroline's and we have a showcase at the end. And I'm like, oh no, crap. I think I'm good at this. I think I like this. And
Yeah,
then I
you
just
gotta
kept doing
go.
it.
And let me tell you something. Not everybody's good at that.
No, definitely not.
No, they're just not. And it's not even like the kind of thing like, good job. Well, they got up there. No, no. If something goes awry
Yeah.
in comedy, it literally falls off the stage. It's
Oh.
like there's no way back up. You know,
No, it's a bomb is terrible.
bomb.
It's painful for the comic and for the audience as well.
Oh my God. My very first job in New York City in 1990, I worked at the Comedy Cellar as a bartender downstairs. And we would crank out so many drinks. And the people that would be there, like were starting out, Ray Romano, Jon Stewart, Jay Moore, like, just incredible that now they're all famous, right? And but I remember like they were so great from the beginning and they really had those skills. But there were a few times when certain people would bomb and I would like die. I would die for them.
It's worse.
So I would think, I don't know, that takes, I think of all the art forms, I think that stand-up comedy is the scariest and the most, you have to have the most courage to do that.
It's nuts. I mean, I call it like my toxic boyfriend because it's like the highs are so high and the lows are just the worst feeling in the world. But honestly, like I really didn't bomb very hard until right after the election last year. When I lost my mind a little bit, and
we all did. We're still there. We're still
right,
there.
exactly. And so I was angry. I was distraught. I was just kind of hopeless, and I probably should have taken a break. And I attempted to channel it into my stand-up, and definitely had some of the hardest bombs of my life. I did a show in Hell's Kitchen called The Bomb Shelter, and afterwards, my friend Mark goes, "The bomb is coming from inside the building."
Don't you love friends like that? Like,
oh my God. And the name of the show is The Bomb Shelter. So of course I'm on the mic. I'm like, I'm bombing at the bomb shelter, everybody. And they're just like, this lady's crazy.
No, but you know what I think? I mean, I really feel this because I think we were all going off the deep end. I'm starting to feel like now I can start laughing again.
Yeah.
Because it's so insane. It's such a clown show and such a circus that now I just start laughing. It's just like, come on, man. Like, are you kidding? Every day I go, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, is everybody else looking at this? And I do believe everybody is seeing it now. But
I feel like we're in a simulation, or we're like, I'm watching like a live action version of The Boys. I just,
Yeah. Leo, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Well, you were just, a news report came up. You know how they were trying to pass that elected officials' mental disease kind of, whatever it is.
Oh, yes. In Minnesota, they're trying to say that if you don't like Trump, that you have a mental illness. I just read about that today.
One of the guys that just was passing that bill got arrested for hitting on a 16-year-old. So let's laugh. Ah!
I know. There's so much insanity. It's like
they're revealing themselves.
I know. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we're having so much fun and I don't want to bring us down. But like even that thing where he was like, buy a Tesla. It's like, what?
The car show?
The car show.
The freaking car show.
Like, what are we doing? Is anybody? It's just ridiculous.
It's a great car. It's a great machine.
I'm just laughing. But the fact that when you see one of those monstrosities drive by, everybody has the same reaction. What the? That's WTF mobile, because
Whoopi
everybody does
Goldberg.
the same thing.
I
You know?
think of
An old
anything like
19,
that. I call it the small penis vehicle. So
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend says too.
Yeah.
She says the same
Whoopi
thing.
Goldberg pulled up a 1970s car ad with the guy that used to go see Cal in California. Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see. And he would always have like a big cowboy hat and an animal or whatever. It was just like the funniest commercial at 3 a.m. And so they imposed those two on that stupid commercial.
Oh, I know. People, there's been so many amazing memes that have come out with where they've turned it into that. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
bizarre. It's so bizarre that you're like, at least
Now we can laugh.
now we can laugh. I can't.
Well, they should
whatever.
just superimpose RFK with a dripping whale head, and it's complete.
Oh no, he's one of the biggest clowns of all. There's not one sane one in the bunch.
Nope.
Like, well, look, when Mike Pence is the voice of reason, that's it. I mean, But
This
anyway,
is why we make
the
art.
Benny Hill thing.
yes, and
This is why we make one-woman shows.
that's right. And you know what? I'm so glad you said that. Let's take a second and let's see what people are saying. I was there. She knocked it out of the park, said Sean. Charlotte Wagster says, hey, Maria. I think Charlotte's back in New York City, but she's from the South and she's lived in Texas. She's seen some shit, I'll tell you. So welcome, Charlotte. Melissa says, love you. Melissa Driscoll, Jason Peck. Okay. So you're right. The same thing with us. We were saying, Leo and I were just like, what the hell? But we were talking, we're like, now is the time. Like, we have to dive in so deeply into our art. Like, the world needs us more than ever now.
Absolutely.
And I personally, like, what saves me every day is like Jon Stewart. All those funny guys that say those funny things that I can watch, Steve Colbert, like, thank God, Jimmy Kimmel, thank God for these guys. If you're listening, guys, thank you, because it's the sanity that like Lynn Portis will send me like, oh, did you see what happened tonight? And I laugh and I'm like, yeah, that's all we can do. And
that's a whole gift of comedy in itself that I really, truly respect and admire, because I don't know if I could I don't think I could do it, because I'd have to consume too much news in order to produce the comedy, and I have limits. So
absolutely,
I truly appreciate what they do, and it's not something I would ever try for.
I know, and I try to I really have tried to limit my new stuff. Now I'm starting to get back on that wheel, but I'm trying to limit it. You know what I've been doing a lot? Listening to audiobooks. And this week I am listening to, and I have to give it 5 stars. It was recommended to us by Amy Walk, who was on the show last week. Charles Bush's book. It's called Leading Ladies.
I love Charles Bush.
Oh my God. And it's so much more than I thought it was going to be. Like, I love him anyway.
Yeah.
But I have such a deep respect for, like, he talks about his childhood a lot, and these women in his life that were so like important, and things that he learned. But it's just so, like, it is funny, but it's also, he's such a good writer. The words that he uses and the way he strings words together are so highly intelligent. And I'm like, I have to rewind it. I'm like, what did he just say? What was that word? Whoa. It's really good. I can't say enough. Yes. But the writing is exquisite. Like, 5-star review. It's called Leading Ladies, Charles Bush. You can read it, but I love audiobooks when they're biographies, because it's the person telling their own story. So
that's awesome.
That's my
such a unique voice that I can imagine hearing his stories from like somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. John Pietero says, we are living in the twilight zone. Sadly, Rod Sterling isn't here to bring us progressive teleplays. Absolutely. It's bizarre. It's
Triple.
never in a million years. Never in a million years did we think any of this.
That explains why I
Yeah.
hear the music going on in my head now.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of what's in our head, this is I just looked at the time. This is the part of the show, Rachel, called we do the food section of our show. I always have food on the show, whether because I'm a big eater, whether it's food that I cooked, which I usually try to do when I'm home, but when I'm not home, I can't always cook. So, but what did we do tonight? We went out for Greek food. I love Greek food.
Shut
Love
up.
it, love it, love it. There's a
I
great
live in
place.
Astoria, so
Oh my God, that's the best in the city.
I'm in the land of Greek food.
You
They have
are.
a great Cypriot restaurant there. That's one of my favorites in Astoria.
Which one do you like? Rachel, which one do you like?
So, okay, so my
then
favorite overall is called Anasa, and it's a little more high end, and
Okay.
it's like not only is the food amazing, but the service is amazing, and you kind of feel like you're transported to Greece because they just let
Really?
you could sit there for 3 hours and they wouldn't care, and they'll just bring you whatever you need, and they won't bug you, they'll tend to you, but they know that nice balance, and like they have like the fresh grilled fish. The cocktails are
love
amazing.
that.
Everything is just like, so my parents, they love to come out from Long Island, and that's where we'll go. But,
I love that.
like the standard that everybody loves, the famous one is Taverna Kyklades, and their food is great, but it's like the ambiance is really intense because they have high turnover. So you feel like you're like in a machine. And then a lot of people like Bahari as well. And they have good fish. But what's your fave?
That's it. I'm looking it up right now. Aliada, that's the one because it's got the Cypriot cuisine, and
I've never been to Aliada, so that's a different one.
Aliada has. Was able to perform in Cyprus. We did the Bacchae at the old ancient stages on the island of Cyprus, and so I've had affinity not just for Greek food, but for Cypriot food. Because when you're on the island of Cyprus, they will say, "I'm not Greek, I'm Cypriot. I'm Cyprus."
I love that.
And they would, at Cyprus is where Aphrodite fell from the heavens to become flesh. And
really,
I swam there, didn't do anything.
Nothing.
You're gonna live forever.
You already were flesh. You had already. I love that.
Yeah, didn't. But I eat it Aliada.
I've been meaning to check that out. Very cool.
But
where was yours, Maria?
Well, I was in Jersey today, so we went to Fort Lee, and it's called it's Greek to me. It's pretty good, actually. I mean, that's what it's called. It's Greek to me. But I do in the city. There's Uncle Nick's, which I love.
Oh, when I lived in Hell's Kitchen, that was my place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just standard. But I like the off the beaten path kind of divey places like those. You know what? My favorite Greek restaurant that doesn't exist anymore. And Rachel, when you did Tony and Tina's, did you do it in the Village or did you do it in Times Square?
I did it, I think, once in Times Square, and then it was all like regional. Like we did it in like St. Louis and like out on Long Island. But
because when we did it on Waverly Place, 147 Waverly, it was above this great restaurant called Gus's Place, and Gus was Greek. He is Greek, and he was there every day dancing around. And Olympia Dukakis would go there. And it was just like all these famous Greek people would just kind of show up. So we would do Tony and Tina's wedding, and then we would go down for like drinks and hang out, whatever. And then Gus would start the dun 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 dun. And then Olympia Dukakis would be there. You'd be like, what? But they had it was my favorite Greek restaurant, and the food was to die for. It was a little more high end, like the place you're talking about. So it was a little more high end, but that was my favorite.
So years ago, I did a musical called Opa. And it was actually in Astoria before I lived here. And after the show, I played the Greek grandmother Xenia, and I would read the fortunes in the coffee grounds.
Oh, I love that.
It was amazing. It was such a sweet, sweet show. And afterwards, we would go to a restaurant called Opa, but it doesn't exist anymore. But it was one of those
wonderful
little tiny hole in the walls, but it was fabulous.
I love that. I love that. So what we ordered, I got, and because I'm on the keto, so I have to be good. is I got grilled chicken, grilled Greek
Mm,
chicken, and so,
Oh.
my favorite
Souvlaki.
thing Greek food is baba ganoush, which I
Mm.
love. But I usually have it with the pita bread, but I couldn't do that. But that's okay. So that's what I'm. Oh, the section of our show is called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating." Rena loves it when I say that, so I have to say it. So go ahead, keep eating. This is what I had. It and it's got all the spices that they use. The baba ganoush, if you don't know what that is ground eggplant, which I love. And then for the salad, of course, we have a classic Greek salad. There it is. Usually I have nice plates, but I'm at Judy's and her kitchen's being renovated. So that's what we have. No dessert tonight because I couldn't find any keto desserts tonight. I'm very sad about it. But it's okay because for the Mac Awards, I'm going to be even more sad if I can't fit into my clothes. And, that's what I do. I eat whatever I want and then I panic when I have an event. I
Aw.
full on panic and then I go on. I lose about 10 pounds on keto, fit into my suit, and then I go back and eat. Crazy. Heidi Waymuller has joined us. Could have brought you some of the pita. I know. You made pita today? What? Heidi works with me at Brandy. She worked with me last week. She's one of my favorite people to work with. She's
I want some pita.
talented and low maintenance. How often do you get that? Talented diva, vocally, but not as a person. Love it.
Sounds
Love that.
like me.
Like you, right, Leo?
Sounds like me.
Rachel, what's your go-to food when you want to reward yourself? Like, let's say you had a great
Ooh.
show, and you're like, you know what? I had a great show. I'm gonna get a blank, blank, blank.
Oh, depending on where I am, I love like a good cacio e pepe.
Oh yeah,
That's just like,
so good.
just
That
like
is so
gives you a
good.
warm, cheesy hug.
Yeah. I was in Rome about 7 years ago, and we went to this like totally off the beaten path. Like we had to walk and walk and walk. It was endless walking. And then we got there, and it was like all these long tables, and they came out with the big wheel, the cheese wheel.
Oh.
It
There's
was
a place in
crazy.
Astoria that does that.
Really?
It's really cool. It's Soto La Luna.
Soto La
And they'll
Luna.
bring it out. They'll make the cacio e pepe
Oh
in
my
the
God.
cheese wheel.
That's what I
and then
love.
like pour it out and then scrape out
So
some
good.
of the fresh. It's stupid,
Yes.
honestly.
It is ridiculous. I think that's the way you have to have it.
It's
You have to
my
have
God,
it.
it's
gotta be so good.
Yeah, Soto La Luna, and it is
beautiful.
Yeah, their food's wonderful. That whole strip, like they have a tapas place next door as well. That's it's a good reason to come
the
to
food in
Astoria.
Astoria is outrageous.
But I'll never
good.
forget. I think I was in Siena, and they serve you the cacio e pepe with homemade pasta, of course.
Yeah.
Everything's fresh. And then they shaved fresh truffles on top.
Oh my God.
It like melted my brain. It was amazing.
I know. I love truffles so much.
Because the truffle oil, it's not real. It's all like made up.
Yeah,
but,
made up.
But real truffles, it's like more subtle,
Yeah. You know what I do highly recommend though? There's a company called Truff, Truff, and they make sauces. Like they make like hot sauce, mostly hot sauces, but with truffle in it. Oh. It's incredible. And I put it on everything. And they have like different types. The buffalo one's okay. It's not so.
That's a weird combo,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but they have like I like to try them all, but the regular it's called just Truff hot sauce, and then the jalapeno lime.
Ooh,
it's just incredible. So jalapeno lime and truffles. It's beautiful.
Yum.
Okay, so also if you like cacio e pepe and you're ever in Edgewater, New Jersey, there's a great restaurant called Porto, Porto. They have the wheel too, as well. Love it.
You guys are driving me crazy. I don't know if I'm going to have Greek or Italian tonight.
Well, that's the thing. The beauty of New York is you can have anything.
Truly.
It's like there. You can find it. I know. Leo, you're up in the mountains in California. Would you be able to find a good cacio e pepe?
I can find 5 different versions of Caesar salad.
I bet. I, I bet. I know that's the thing. It depends on where you go.
That's probably not good Caesar salad either, right?
No, I'm stuck on the menus now up here. I'm looking at the menus. I'm like, oh my god! And that
Oh yeah,
cacio de
you're
pepe
having
looks
a
so good.
you're having a food porn moment.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. When I was in New York, I cooked nothing but California Mexican for my friends. All the sauces because
So
you don't
good.
really get the same. When I'm out here, though, I'm cooking or trying to get all the food that I could not
Right.
that I can't get. That's over. I've since COVID, I've learned to make Chinese food. I've been baking. I've been doing all the stuff because I worked in the restaurants in New York, and I had some great chef buddies. And then you go to Italian side, you go to Maria's house and eat there, and it's like all this great, wonderful food, and I can't
I know.
Uber Eats. Can you deliver to the mountains in California?
I know. I know.
No.
All right, let's recap because we're almost at the end of our hour. I can't believe it. It's 9:58. All right, so Rachel, once again, you tell everybody where your show is, what time it is, and how they can get tickets.
Sure. So I've Got to Be Me at the Green Room 42 is this Sunday, March 23rd at 1 p.m. It's a really fun, sexy, thoughtful, autobiographical romp through my life, through singing, storytelling, and playing the violin and stand-up comedy. We have piano and drums as well. You could click on that link. That's a crazy version of that link.
Yeah,
but
it's
actually you can stop it at the WH. But anyway, you can go to. I think it's
click on in the descriptions. It's click there. You can go straight to the link,
and it'll be in it'll be in the comments.
Sure, you can also find it on my website, rachelpaulagreen.com, or Rachel Paula Green on Instagram or Facebook. And there's both in-person and live stream options. If you buy the live stream option in advance, you have up to a week to watch it, which is pretty cool.
I tell you, I've done that with many, many shows because I work crazy hours. Look at Sean goes va va boom.
And those are my old titties, by the way.
What? You have new?
They're smaller now. They're more proportionate. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get the small. We're gonna get
these are the smaller ones. They're still big. They're just more proportionate to my body. They don't.
Okay, beautiful.
They don't walk in the room before I do.
All right, lovely. So you get everything. The poster has the old, old and new. I love it.
I have a goodbye song to my boobs in the show.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you want to hear anything about boobs, you want to get some great music. You want to hear? You're gonna play your violin?
Oh yeah. You
want to hear some violin?
You're gonna get a bunch of violin. You're gonna hear all about what made me the sexy, slutty body bitch that I am. Yeah.
Beautiful. What's better than that?
Yeah.
And if you can't make it live and in person, the live stream is so great. I have seen many a live stream from Green Room 42. It's the best quality you can imagine.
Oh, it's so good. And he even includes my projections like at the bottom right. So you can feel like you don't miss anything in the show. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That's
really
cool.
Stepping up in the past 5 years of what we were doing shows with and live streaming. And because of where we were at 5 years ago, this really blossomed into they're being creative with their video art. I should say.
Yeah, and incredible. Sheridan just takes a lot of pride in his work, and it's really.
I love that room. I think they do great stuff. Rachel's going to be there. How can you go wrong? So go if you're from out of town or you can't make it that particular day. Go and get the live stream. And as Rachel said, you have up to a week to watch it. So you'll get the link, and I mean, it's just wonderful. It's wonderful quality stuff. Anyway, Rachel, thank you. Now, one more thing.
Sunday fun day. Let's go.
I always ask my guests to leave our audience with something of encouragement, like especially if they're stuck, if they're hit writer's block, whatever it is, they're feeling like, or the political climate, whatever it is. How does an artist like you, what do you tell yourself, or what would you tell our audience? How do you get out of that rut and create something?
Well, for a while I was doing the morning pages, and you don't get attached to it. You just write, you vomit. You can verbally vomit, that is, of course, and just take your little notebook and you just sit and you write. you put on some good music, go for a walk and just get the juices flowing. And just remember this phrase. I don't know if Bridget Everett made it up or if she's just recounting it, but dreams don't have a deadline.
I
Never
love
too late.
that.
It's like my favorite quote, and it's
love
just been
that.
ringing true for me. And it's just, just be kind to yourself and do what makes you happy.
I love that.
And it's never too late. So,
Well, thank you, honey. And we so
Yeah.
appreciate that you
thanks
spent
for
all this.
having me.
Oh my God, it was a joy. And thank you for just bearing your soul and telling us all these great things. And everybody, please do yourself a favor. It's gonna put you in such a great mood. Go and see Rachel this Sunday at Green Room 42. If for some reason you can't make it in person, get yourself a live stream. It's gonna put you in the best mood. Rachel, love you, honey.
Love
Thank you so much. Leo, what would I do without you, my right hand?
Thank you, Leo. Thanks for all the tech and the.
Oh, he's the best. All
It's
right.
fun.
We'll see you next Tuesday, everybody. We're here every Tuesday, 9 to 10. We love and appreciate you. Good night.